Imagine sitting in a windowless room in California, closing your eyes and successfully describing the rings of Jupiter, years before deep space probes ever confirmed that they existed. The story I'm about to tell you is declassified and documented history. Welcome back to Strange World. Today, we are opening the classified files of Ingo Swann, the man who convinced the United States intelligence community that the human mind could travel anywhere in the universe. In the early 1970s, global tensions were at an all-time high. Intelligence agencies were terrified of falling behind in a bizarre new arms race. Whispers emerged that rival nations were actively developing psychic spies. In response, the CIA, and later the Defense Intelligence Agency, quietly funded highly classified research at the Stanford Research Institute. Their primary goal was to study and potentially weaponize human consciousness through a practice known as remote viewing. The undeniable star of this controversial program was Ingo Swann. Swann wasn't your typical intelligence asset. He was a visionary artist and a self-described consciousness researcher. Swann helped develop a precise methodology known as coordinate remote viewing. A handler would give him nothing but geographic coordinates, blind latitude and longitude numbers. Within moments, Swann would begin sketching the topography, the architecture, and even the weather patterns at that exact moment. When researchers put him under strict laboratory conditions, the results challenged conventional science. But his most legendary session didn't target a hidden submarine, it targeted the cosmos. In 1973, months before the Pioneer 10 probe reached Jupiter, researchers asked Swann to remote view the gas giant. He closed his eyes and began to describe his cosmic journey. Among his many observations, Swann firmly stated that Jupiter possessed a ring system. At the time, the absolute scientific consensus was that only Saturn had rings. It wasn't until the Voyager 1 probe flew by in 1979 that humanity captured photographic proof. Jupiter actually possessed a faint, undeniable system of rings. The government was so intrigued by these anomalies that they kept the remote viewing program, eventually known as the Stargate Project, running for over 2 decades. Millions of dollars were poured into exploring the outer limits of human perception. Naturally, skeptics and mainstream scientists have pushed back heavily. Critics argue that early protocols were flawed, and that Swann's reported hits were the result of lucky guesses, vague statements, and statistical noise. When the program was eventually declassified in the 1990s, the final report concluded that remote viewing had never produced actionable intelligence. Yet the declassified files remain, leaving us with a profound, unanswered mystery. Did the United States spend 20 years and millions of dollars funding a complete illusion, or did Ingo Swann actually unlock a dormant capability hidden within the human brain? Are we truly confined to our physical bodies, or is consciousness capable of exploring the stars? I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Drop a comment below. Do you believe remote viewing is a real phenomenon, or just a psychological experiment that got totally out of hand? Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep your eyes wide open. Until the next one.